Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome to Last Minute Betting with the Sports Nuts. Brought to you by OddsJam, the premier odds comparison company. Folks, things are always changing with us. We're looking for content creators like Mike and I. This is how Mike and I started out. If you're interested, doing TikTok, Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, email us, bob@oddsjam.com or mike@oddsjam.com. We're looking for content creators. Help us out, man. Also, don't forget that BetMGM and PointsBet sign-up bonuses that are available, and Underdog Fantasy and Thrive Fantasy deposit match up to $100 bucks. Please like this video and subscribe to this YouTube channel, and don't forget, live chat is available, and we are here. We are on Twitter. We're on Facebook. We're on YouTube, and we're ready to rock and roll. It's a Tuesday night in sports. Mike, anything sticking out right now other than the fact that we no longer have an undefeated team in the NFL, and all the 1972 Miami Dolphins got their champagne out and toasted, Larry Zonka being one of them. They're always rooting for a team to lose because there's only one undefeated team in the history of the NFL, and that's the 1972 Miami Dolphins.
Okay, well, good night for us. Washington covered the spread, and, we had a couple anytime touchdown scorers. Brian Robinson and Goddard both got in the end zone, so
Yes.
That was pretty good.
Very good.
All around good night. Tonight, I'm tempted to back the Mavericks on the spread tonight. I know it seems a little high at -6.5, but the Clippers are playing their second of a back-to-back on the road here. So far this year, every time they've had a back-to-back, they've won one and lost one. I do expect them to lose tonight. If they lose, I think that Dallas will cover that spread. So I think I'm going to roll with the Mavericks tonight, Bob.
That was actually a positive EV play earlier in the day. I don't see it on there now, but it was a positive EV play earlier in the day. And I'm with you. I'm with you on that completely. I see that for sure. NHL, any big matchups we got tonight? Washington at Florida. Washington needs to win. They keep on, they're going to be down there with Columbus before you know it. The Devils at the surprising Canadians, the surprising Devils, the Stars at the Lightning. Interesting game. And what about Minnesota at Nashville? Is there anything going on there? The Wild have had a kind of a rocky start, but they seem to settle things down a little bit. And it's Columbus. My God, with a talent like Johnny Gaudreau, wouldn't you think that they'd be improved, Mike? They're terrible.
Yeah, Bob, I've got a couple of NHL bets that I'll go ahead and share once I share my screen here with you that I'm on. Did an article on the OddsJam page, so I'm going to do that right now.
Sounds good.
And I will show you what I'm on tonight. So I'm going to go with Buffalo tonight on the money line, Bob. Vancouver's not a very good team. The Sabres are on a 5-game losing streak, but I think they've got to bounce back at some point. I think they're just an all-around better team than Vancouver. Vancouver gives up, over 4 goals per game. Demko has not been very good for them, and I think the Sabres will have a lot of success with their forwards in the spot at home. And then I took the Golden Knights. I expect them to bounce back after the loss to the Blues, and I took them on the puck line, Bob. They're 10-6 ATS this season, coming off the bad losses I mentioned. San Jose's not a good team. I like Vegas to bounce back tonight as well.
Okay. All right. Those look like 2 good plays. Very good plays. That is on the website, folks. You can go there and get those plays, it'd be really behoove you to do that.
Absolutely.
Mike's done pretty good with those.
Yeah, we've been hit and miss. I think tonight's good. I like tonight's picks pretty good. So I got Joe Harris over 15.5 PRA. I've got Julius Randle over 20.5 player points. Not beating the closing line value on that. That one looks worth taking now at plus odds. I took Lillard over 26.5 points tonight. I got Appalachian State plus 6.5 on the point spread. I got Durant on his under 6.5 player assists. I took De'Aaron Fox on his under on his PRA, and Royce O'Neal under 10.5 player points. And Dorian Finney-Smith over 1.5 player made threes. We'll need him to step up big tonight if we want to cover that spread for Dallas that we talked about that gave out. And then I got the under 152 in the Colgate-Syracuse game, and that looks to be it. Well, the Dartmouth and Quinnipiac over 144, I guess. Should have given that one out too. Then Wright State -6 on the point spread. And that's it for tonight. Those are the positive EV bets that I've got. We will go to the page here and see if there's anything out here worth hitting right now.
There's a Luka play, Mike, that over
good.
2.5 player made threes.
Over 2.5 threes? Yeah, I like it.
Yeah, that's on Price Picks.
Okay. Good Price Picks play there. I like that one. Obviously, a couple of good ones here. You know, RJ Barrett on his under assist looks to have some pretty good value on it at plus 125. Average odds across the board for that are plus 103. Definitely not a play favored to hit, but I think I like Utah. So in the spot, you know, the Knicks, this will be game one of them on a back-to-back. They play again tomorrow in Denver, so they're going from Utah to Denver. They also played a couple of nights ago. You wonder if some fatigue may set in there. So I'm gonna put the recommended amount on that and hit RJ Barrett. I like the value on that play.
Stephen Smith says Sabres money line. Absolutely, that's what Mike is on.
Yes,
with his plays, he's got them on the money line, and he has Vegas on the puck line -1.5. Adam McLean says good evening. And he grabbed the Barrett under, Mike. Why not, eh?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Reggie Jackson, you know, it looks like good value on his over 17.5 PRA, plus 104 average odds on this play, Bob, or -117 across the board. As a matter of fact, there's a couple of books really favoring this play to hit, and for whatever reason, Caesars has heavily juiced the under at -142. No other book has followed that. So yeah, that one's definitely worth hitting as well with the value that's on that. That game starting in a couple hours, a little less than a couple hours, but I like that one as well. Prize Picks, you know, Damian Lillard looks like a lot of lines are ripping towards him to have a big night. I've got
no
him
kidding.
on his over points. Here's an over on Price Picks on a PRA. And then looking at this play, you know, Pinnacle heavily favors this play. DraftKings heavily favors this play. BetMGM and Caesars both favor this play. Caesars a little heavier favoring it. So pretty good value there for the 5 flex option with Damian Lillard on his over PRA. Definitely worth taking a look at there. First quarter money line. Phew, man, this is a tough one. You know, Memphis banged up, but this line has changed in this Memphis-Utah game. It's gone to -1.5 New Orleans. It was at -3.5 earlier. I don't know if there's any news who's playing, who's in the lineup tonight for Memphis. Somebody has to be playing tonight that I'm not knowing about. But if that's the case, I definitely think this could be worth taking. I'm trying to look here and see if anybody that somebody's got to have come back for Memphis to play tonight. I'm not sure who. Is Jackson coming back tonight? Maybe. I don't know. I mean, we know they're without Bain, so maybe Jackson's coming back tonight. Definitely worth taking a look at that Grizzlies first quarter money line play. Definitely worth taking a look at.
Jackson is listed as questionable.
Okay.
Jaren Jackson's listed as questionable. Bain, Green, Lofton Jr., Williams Jr., and Zaire Williams. Those are all guys I'll be without. But Zion Williamson is also listed as questionable. So that could be part of where that's going.
Yeah, that very well could be. So, one I think I'm going to stay away from here. That's been a dicey game. I like Utah, though. I really do. Or I'm sorry. I like New Orleans a little bit, but, tough.
Definitely.
I do like Utah tonight. I did slip up and talk about Utah. I definitely think there's I said that earlier. I think, I think Utah's a pretty good play to look at. But I think the play we'll roll with in the NBA, we'll take the Mavs on that spread by -6.5. Okay. I definitely like that.
Okay.
Yeah, that's all I've got for positive EV. I've hit several a lot today. Does look like there's still some plays out here that you guys have seen that is worth taking a look at. And wow, look at that RJ Barrett play. It's having all kinds of crazy action going on there.
Yeah, I know.
Maybe an ARB opportunity coming there, huh?
All right. I get to get in on the fun, don't I? Yeah.
I didn't know there was a lot of fun.
Oh, there's always fun. It's sports betting. It's not always a grind. Sometimes it's fun. I got to point out
fun.
I got to point out a couple of bets that Randall put out here this morning. He jumped in the chat on the morning coffee show. He put
nice.
Stanford plus 5.5 and St. Louis University -2.
Awesome.
And also, your Vegas Golden Knights play, Mike, was at 8:15 a.m. this morning, was a positive EV -1.5. Just thought I'd let you know that.
Yeah, it's got even better value now. I think I would jump all over that if you haven't hit that. I like Vegas on the puck line tonight.
And the Buffalo pick that you have is actually one of my picks today, too, for my hockey video. So
look, Bob, they've got to bounce back at some point, don't they? And they're on home ice. Vancouver's just not a good team, I don't think.
No, I don't think so either. Here is a play that we found on positive EV this morning. Over 223.5, 224, and 224.5 in the Spurs Trailblazers game. I had one yesterday that did not hit. The over didn't hit, the under hit. Is the is the scoring going to come down now and level out? Is that your feeling? Because for a person like me that likes to bet totals, that's extremely important. And early in the year, it was easy because they weren't playing any defense. But now it seems like they're tightening up a little bit. Am I right in that observation?
I mean, the NBA has been a little weird early on here. I feel like it's hard to say. It really is. That's a loaded question. I feel like so.
The NBA and the NHL have been weird.
The NHL has been as well. Yeah. Talking about your over in that Spurs, Portland game. A little risky. I mean, definitely two teams that usually don't favor an over hitting, but we'll see.
Well, I got to have it, man. I'd like to have that. We got a bunch of morning coffee picks out there. We got Ohio -3.5 tonight.
A lot of these Portland games have been really, really weird. Lower scoring.
What else did we pick this morning? Oh goodness, we had all kinds of plays. We've got Dallas and Tampa under 6. Kentucky minus 6.5. Positive EV play, Capitals and Panthers over 6.5 and over 7. First period totals. Now this is a weird one, Mike, and I'm gonna throw this at you. I know you get mad at me when I throw stuff out of nowhere, but I'm gonna tell you right now, there are a lot of positive EV plays that show first period over 2 total goals, and I have a tough time betting them. But when it's over 1.5, like they had this morning in the Stars game, I think those are good plays in the first period of a hockey game. What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I would roll with some of those bets for sure. I mean, some teams are good first period teams. Some teams are better in the third period. I mean, there are teams that play better period by period or periods individually for whatever reason. So,
right.
Yeah, I mean, I would roll. I don't know if I'd go crazy with a lot of them, but occasionally jumping on them, I think is worth looking at.
I don't like the over 2s. If the over 1.5 is an option,
over 2 is a little high.
Yeah, I think so too. Adam says the NFL has been weird too this year. Yeah, it definitely has. When the Eagles were the only undefeated team in all of the NFL, that is really weird. And the NFC East is the division, and the AFC East, Buffalo's in third place. It's been a weird.
Well, Bob, we talked about it last night with Washington. They had been playing pretty good football lately, and they lost last week to Minnesota, but gave Minnesota everything they wanted. So, Philadelphia hasn't been super battle tested, so it was just a matter of time. And this is, a Commanders team. Remember when the Steelers were undefeated? What were they, like 11-0 that year? Where they were. They hadn't really played anybody, and Washington kind of exposed them for what they kind of were. But I feel like Philadelphia is better than that Pittsburgh team. I think Philadelphia is still the real deal in a sense. The NFC does seem wide open to me. I don't think Philadelphia is bar none the best team in that conference, but I'm not going to overreact after one game to a division rival that, you ended up not pulling out.
Yeah, that makes sense. Heineke getting a win. He didn't have much of a night. And get this, Mike.
Well, we talked about the running game, Bob. That was going to be the key for Washington. We discussed that with Minnesota. They had close to 140 yards on the ground combined against them, and that kept that game a little lower scoring and kept them in it. And this game, they ended up getting, over 150 yards on the ground combined. Yeah, you had Gibson chip in almost 50. You had Robinson having a big night.
Right.
I mean, that was what they needed. That's exactly what the doctor ordered up for them to, in our opinion, to cover the spread. But little did we know they were going to win that game outright.
Right. I've missed some outrights recently.
That would have been a good one, but I couldn't. I had to just go with that spread.
I know we're not pulling the trigger on some things that we should be.
Should have sprinkled the money line, though, in all honesty. But here's the problem with that. I thought about that with Houston as well, and I thought about the spread, and I said, nope, I'm not going to touch it. And I'm glad I didn't, because it would have lost money line and spread against Houston. But the same spot here, and I thought, I'll just go with the spread.
We got Adam in here. He says, Mike, exactly. He was thinking Steelers. And he also wants to know whether you grabbed the Grizzlies first quarter money line or did you pass?
Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and grab that. Went on ahead and went with that, Adam.
Okay. Adam's a loyal guy. He'll just pop in out of nowhere. And you'll see him. He's ready for some soccer, World Cup bets, and what have you. All right, folks.
USA, baby. We got to go with the U.S. We got to go with the U.S. in that first game.
Well, yeah. Okay. All right.
Well,
all right.
Bob, that money line's priced pretty evenly.
No. I thought you were talking Brazil. Brazil's winning this tournament.
No, I was talking about Bob.
Yeah, Brazil's winning the World Cup. It's going to happen. Just get used to it. It's happening.
Probably.
Yeah. All right, guys. That's last minute betting with us, the Sports Nuts. And you know what? Don't forget, if you're interested, we're looking for content creators. Just email me, Bob at OddsJam.com, or email Mike at OddsJam.com, and we'll get you going. All right? We'll talk about it, see what you can do, and we'll follow what you're doing. Got to move the needle. OddsJam is getting bigger and bigger. Let's keep going. We're adding more stuff all the time. You guys have a great night.
Peace.